Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we're going to be learning how to use up some of our old cane and some of our old scrap. So this is just scrap white clay that I've been using throughout different crafts, and it's kind of dirty. You can see there's marks in here, but I don't mind. It's all going to be covered up. So I have this rolled out to my middle section on my pasta machine, and I am actually just going to fill that with a bunch of my scrap cane that I used. I'm going to try to stick with some similar colors. This is a real mess, so I kind of think I'm just going to push this off to the side for another day. Maybe make some kind of bead out of that or something like that. But here's a bunch of old cane that I kind of picked out pinks and purples and a little bit of blues. And we are just going to slice this up and lay it on our clay. And nothing has to be perfect. You just want to fill up your clay slab. There's no perfect way of doing it. Just kind of lay it out any way that you can. I just want to make that a little thinner. See, even those pieces we're just going to use. So just fill up your slab. You could use any color, any old cane. It really does not matter. The only thing that I'm concerned about really is making sure that there's no white showing. So I want to kind of just make sure that no matter what I'm placing on here, I have all my white covered up. Your end pieces to your cane would be perfect for this as well. It doesn't have to be a full-blown cane. Just your end pieces that you normally would just scrap will be nice to use. This whole project is just to use up your scrap. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and start rolling this out and seeing what else needs to be covered. Okay, and I'm just going to run this through my pasta machine once. Oops, and I'm going to go down one notch of what I started with. Okay, so that's what I got. That little rip does not matter. And now I see exactly what I need to cover. So I'm going to get a couple pieces. And I will cover them up. And let me just blend those in nicely. Okay. I'm going to set this off to the side. I will cut this to make it easier for me to move. And now I'm going to take some of my scrap black. And I have this big black ball of, it's glitter black and just black that I used up. You can see there's some purple in there, but that's okay. I'm just going to make it soft so I can run it through my pasta machine. Kind of flatten it a little bit. Okay, so now that's rolled out, and I am actually going to use some of my silver leaf. And I rolled this out to my number 5 on my pasta machine. Let me get some silver leaf out. Okay, so now I'm going to gradually take this down 2 notches. So I'm going to go 1 lower, and then I'm going to do another lower in my pasta machine. Okay, now you can see all those beautiful cracks there. I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to put this one off to the side, because that will be used later. Got a little leaf on that. And now, I got to move this over a little bit more. Okay, save that for later, another time. I want to try to make this a nice square. All right, let me get... And now I am just going to take this, and I am going to make slices. Now I'm going to take these slices, and I am going to place them on my clay here. And I am going to leave a space in between each slice so I can have my silver showing. All right, so these I'm going to leave off to the side. I'm going to cut that off. Put that off for my scrap later. I want to show you what it looks like so far. So that's what it looks like so far. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my roller, and I'm just going to make sure that my clay is going to stick to the clay underneath. I'm not pressing too hard. And look how beautiful that is. So our next step is to get our piece that we put off to the side. I'm going to clean this up a bit. Okay, so this piece we're going to move over, and now we will take this piece I want to make this. Okay, now we will cut this. And we're going to lay this, actually I want to do it this direction. So I want as much of this to go onto my clay. And try to get that straight if possible. And we're going to leave a little space in between as well, like we did the first time. You're just going to keep following this pattern until you either fill up your sheet or you run out of little tile pieces. And one more. And this we'll put off to the side and use that for a later date. Okay. And carefully, oops, I just messed that up. There we go. Carefully lift this. I should have this on paper is what I should be doing. And I'm actually going to go get paper, but I want to show you, look how gorgeous that is so far. Let me go get a sheet of paper. Okay. I'm going to carefully lift that and put this on paper so I can move it without destroying it. And then I'm going to carefully just press down and make sure everything is going to stay in place. I'm not pressing too hard. And look at that, guys. How beautiful is that? It is so perfect for a beautiful mosaic piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some earrings. So now the only thing I need to do is decide what colors do I want this what color do I want these earrings to be. And I want to use as much of this as possible. So look at that. How gorgeous. I'm going to see if I can find similar colors. I'm thinking up here, about right there would be good. I'm going to take these. I'm going to put those like that. And I'm going to split these right in half. I'm going to do one at a time. And make sure I get an even one. I always like to put my pieces on top of each other. I'm going to take out the middle part. And then let's go with some green. And these will lay right inside the middle. Maybe I'll just turn them. Oops, get my fingers to work. And that's how those will go. We'll do the same thing here. We'll do a few more of these earrings because I really like those. Okay, so now I'm going to just cut out a bunch of rectangles, and I'm going to make some bracelets with those. I'm going to do a few more of these because I really like the look of those. Let's make a couple small flowers. So I'm going to take this and I am just going to make little beads out of these. That's what I'll end up doing. I'll make beads out of the rest of this. So let me put this all off to the side and see what we all have. So I can make a nice bracelet. And I'm sure I will have leftovers. So whatever I have left over, maybe make a pendant out of it. Not sure. We will figure that out. We can make little studs out of these flowers. And these will be a set of earrings there. And another set. Let's put these on top of each other. Okay, and then we got our middle pieces. All right, so now I'm going to put all these pieces in my oven at 275 for a half hour. And then when we come back, I'll show you how I'm going to assemble some of this stuff. All right, guys, so my pieces are out of the oven. They are cooled off. What I'm going to do is show you how I'm going to put the backs on. So I'm going to set these off to the side for the time being. And I have my black Primo clay. I rolled this out to my second thickest setting, all right? So what I'm going to do now is I want to get my silver leaf again. And I'm just going to place that right over my black clay. I want to make sure that it's filled completely. All right, so now I'm going to roll this out to 2 settings lower, and I'm going to gradually do that. Okay, so now I have that rolled out. I want to get my liquid Sculpey clay. So you're going to get your liquid Sculpey clay. Keep that off to the side for right now. And we are just going to kind of measure this out. And I think I'm going to go a little smaller than that. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just eye this up, because I don't have a cutter that is a little bit bigger than this. My cutter here, I think, is going to be too big. So I just want to kind of eye this up for the time being. I'm going to take this, cut this up, put that off to the side, and just use this small piece here. So I'm going to get my X-Acto knife. Over here it is, okay. And I just want just a little bit bigger. Just eyeing that up. And let me see how much. You know what? I think maybe I could do this and just kind of follow that pattern, so I know that my piece is going to be straight. All right, that's the best way of doing it. This we could save for something else. Okay. And we will take this and follow that to make sure they're both exactly the same size. And I want to put this on here so I can move these around easily. And here are my two pieces, so I want to see what matches best. And I think those two and those two. Okay. So this one will go here and that one there. All right. Let me cut two more out so we could do those right away. All of them right away. All right, so now my liquid Sculpey is going to come into play. And I'm just going to coat that. Just make sure you're coating the entire back and then set them down. Alrighty. Take my fingers off here. And my next step is I have this tool, and you can either use the long part or the pointy part. And you are just going to take this, I'm going to use the pointy part, and just pull your piece in. Just slowly pull it in. And it's going to give it a really nice detail there. And that's how you're going to do those ones. And look how beautiful that is. So we'll put that back in the oven. But first, we'll go on to doing the mini earrings. The bracelets I will save for a different video. We'll do that. I'll do a separate video for that. And I'll show you for a couple of these earrings what we're going to do with these ones. And I want my tile to be a little bit offset. So if these are going this way, I want it to look like it's going a little bit upwards for the other ones, because I think it looks really neat that way. You can even put it off to the side like that. Just kind of play around and see what you like best. So let's put those off to the side. All right, so for these guys, I'm going to use a circle. And I want to get my circles right next to each other. I put my glue or my liquid clay onto my piece. And I am going to set that on here. And I want to turn that. And I am going to trace this out. And I'm just going to pull that in like I did the other pieces. So just hold your pieces in place and then pull in. And make sure everything lines up nicely. Now I'm going to trim this up a bit. And do the same thing. Okay, and once again, just pull, hold your piece into place so it doesn't move, because liquid clay sometimes makes it movable. And that's what we're going to do with those ones. So I'm going to finish up all these earrings and then we will come back. Okay, so I finished up all my earrings. Now I am going to place them into the oven again. And I'm going to place these in for a half hour. And then when they are completely finished, we'll come back and we will assemble these earrings. All right, so all my pieces are completely out of the oven. They are cooled off. I did get some stuff together here. And this is, I finished these ones up completely. And I'm going to show you how I did that on another one. and you can see how beautiful these look. I ended up taking one of my paint markers, this one, and I just painted the backs of them. So I got all of them silver on the back to go along with the silver leaf. And I also ended up putting on the liquid glaze. So I'm going to show you how to do one of these. So you can see, just look how gorgeous all of these are. I love how I offset the top circle, and it really brings dimension to everything, and all the beautiful colors. I really love the way these came out. And then these came out gorgeous as well, and I also did silver on the back of these. So I am going to show you how I did that. And the first thing you're going to need is a little screwdriver slash drill type of thing. And you're just going to go to the very top here. And make sure you're right in the middle. And then just press down and drill a hole through. And just kind of push it back and forth to make sure the hole gets clean. And then you will take a jump ring. You'll open that up. And you will take your fish hook. You'll put that on. And then close your jump ring. And you want to make sure your fish hook is also closed completely as well, because sometimes, like this one, it is slightly open. So make sure everything is closed. And I actually put this one on backwards, silly me. So make sure they're facing the right way. In order to make sure they're facing the right way, you always want to make sure that the back here is actually facing the front of your earring, and then you know it will lay on your ear properly. The next thing you are going to do would be, you want to make sure you put the marker on the back, and now you're going to glaze it. And just take a little bit of your liquid Sculpey. Let's put a little bit on. Get your brush. There we go. And just brush right over it. You want to make sure that you're getting the leaf, because this liquid Sculpey is what is going to protect your leaf from coming off. So you want to make sure you're getting the sides. I'm going to actually put a little bit more on. Oops, that was a little too much, but that's okay. So get your sides real well, because you don't want the leaf coming off of your sides. And you don't have to glaze the back. Don't worry about that. Okay. And then just let that dry, and your earring will be complete. And lastly, I have my little flowers, and I am going to make these into little studs. So I will get my paint marker, and I will just paint the back of these. And these paint markers dry really quick, so you don't have to wait long to go to the next step. All right, we'll give that a couple minutes to completely dry. In the meantime, you're going to want to get super glue, And you will want the backs of earrings. And I just chose silver since we have the silver leaf. And that's dry already. So what I'm going to do is I will take my super glue, and I'm just going to put a small dot on here. And then I will carefully place those right in the middle. And then just press down a little bit and let that dry. You could even just put a little dot on each little flower. And then just place your backs right on there. Okay, so we will let those dry a few minutes. And that's all to it, guys. So I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did and creating these pieces along with me. I am extremely pleased with how beautiful this tile work came out. It really, I mean, look how beautiful that mosaic look is. And then pulling in our clay with our long needle point just really brought so much beauty to this piece. I am going to do another video on the bracelet, and here are those pieces as well, and I will show you how to complete those and put everything together in my next video. And here are our beautiful flower studs. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.